Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach NFL channel. In this video we're going to do Team List Tuesday for round 27, the final round of the regular NRL season before finals kick off. But as we usually do before we look at the teams, we will have a quick look at the Sportsdeck Dream Team. So it was a good week for myself with an 11.63. Which saw me move back up 9 spots, so 66 overall. I think the top 50 is a bit beyond us, but we will try and finish strong nevertheless. Quick review of the team. So Connor Watson, 38 at hooker, was fine because McInnes is done. Payne Haas as captain with 86 was fantastic get. Corey Horsburgh with 74 was immense. Terrell May, 79, continues to be awesome. Preston with a 92 was really handy. Hudson Young with a 65 and isn't out this week. So a couple of clues here in the green dots because it is a bit late when I'm recording this. Aaron Clark with a 40 was a decent score. Nafai White with 56. The half, 64 for Hines, 57 for Katoa, and 50 for Purdue off the bench was pretty good. Kiraz with a 43 and Karapani with a 58. And we're going to run into a bit of trouble at centre this week. We might be able to do some shuffles. 85 for Teddy and 104 for Nwangani Tawase. So that was massive from the Roosters boys. Stewart, 17. Fletcher Hunt, 21. Every point counts. And Jaden Campbell with 65. So some solid scoring there. But in terms of the head-to-head matchup, it's not about me, it's about the finals. And well done to Hull White Star Oliver getting the win with an 11.05 over the Dragons Lair with a 10.79. So well done, Shano, getting through to the final. But having a look for Oliver, I think the difference maker might have been Reece Walsh with a 95. So compare that to, having to carry a 24 from Munster. Some solid scoring otherwise. So I guess Connor Watson with 38. So there's a slight advantage there. So probably, there's a couple of key differences getting the job done. So yeah, well done, gents, on a great season. And then a couple of other big scores. So an 11.30 for Zip 3 Roberts team, winning the bottom half league. So he had Reece Walsh as well. Shibasaki with the 70 was pretty good. Preston. So some good scoring. And then the Brisbane Broncos with an 11.73. So he had Nwangani Tawase, Captain Haas. Pretty similar sort of team to myself, I guess. Maybe the difference was, no, not Terame because I have him. Well, no. I guess not having to carry Fletcher Hunt probably would help. So, 39 from Hopewadi being the lowest score is pretty handy. So, last round, it's all about overall. So, let's see who we've got. We need to trade out Young so Yo can come back. Purdue's on the bye, but we've got Katoa. So, we've got Cleary as well. So we don't have to play Fletcher Hunt, which is a win. So we need to do some shuffling here. So actually it doesn't matter which way we slice it. We've only got one playing centre this week, so no good. So maybe we will have to play Fletcher Hunt after all. So just bring him in for Stewart. And that's going to get us 17 to finish. So I guess, that's still a full team. So we'll see how it goes. Captain, vice captain. Probably got to include Cleary in the conversation. Could VC Payne Haas, and if he's solid, we just stick Fat. And Cleary against the Dragons, looking to fire up for finals. Saturday Arvo's nice time to play. Um, Man, something like that I think might be the go. Done. All right, but let's have a look at the rest of the teams, how it all has fallen into place. So the Broncos and Storm up first, and it looks like a couple of pretty full strength sides. Lasati in, I think Sean Ball's still injured, so that's fine. No Harry Grant still with suspension. Um, yeah, so I don't see too many outs. Exploring Udika Manu. So yeah, Stefano's being rested. Sean Ball has an injury. So nice. For the Broncos, looking pretty full strength as well. Um, oh yeah, Shibasaki rested for disciplinary reasons. So Jesse Arthurs comes on the wing. Mariner pushes into the centres. Seagulls, Warriors. So again, couple of pretty full strength looking sides. Although I think the Warriors might be resting a couple of forwards. Sam Healy named in the nine, so no Wade Egan. Stowers Smith named to start, although Valmega's on the bench, so maybe he's been the one. No Jackson Ford, is he being rested? No, he must be out injured. Oh, so Wade Egan does have a hip injury, so fair enough. Uh, and for the Seagulls, Falalo comes into the centres for Kohler, who got injured. Um, and then I just cheated by looking at the list down here, but Joey Walsh coming off the bench, who might be a bit of a halves type option, not too sure. Given the other three are pretty big forwards, I think that's a fair assumption. Roosters, Rabbitohs on Friday night. So for the Roosters, you'd imagine a full strength side, as they try to lock down the top eight spot. Looks pretty much as per usual. For the Rabbitohs, so Cameron Murray on the bench. So pretty interesting. If he plays one game, gets some minutes, how does that affect his Supercoach scoring for next year? So that's definitely an interesting watch. Um, but other than that, I don't know. It looks pretty all right. Any other? So Jack Whiten's back in. Ewan Aitken on the reserves. One to keep an eye out on. So some big names there. Dragons, Panthers. Dragons pretty much business as usual. And the Panthers are pretty well back to full strength. Just having a look through. No Brian Toto on the wing. Alamotti gets another go. Um, no Liam Martin. So I guess maybe those guys still carrying a couple little injuries. But pretty strong side nevertheless. Yeah, so pretty much what I said there. Titans and Tigers. So for the Titans, Kinney back to fullback. Carter Gordon gets a start in the centres. Brimson in the other centre spot. And then Cooper Bye coming off the bench. So son of the legend Marcus. So it'd be good to see him get a run. And for the Tigers, so Macassini, the much hyped young gun, gets a go on the wing for Drow Skelton. Um, I think that's the only two or three big names or the debutantes. Hopefully, don't ruin their averages too much for us next year. Bulldogs Sharks on a Saturday night. So the Bulldogs said they weren't resting, and it looks pretty well right. Tuala does come in for Kiraz, who misses through injury. But yeah, other than that, pretty much their top team. And for the Sharks, pretty strong looking squad too. Back seven is their best seven. Yep. Obviously, no Britton Nicholas still or Cam McInnes, but other than that, pretty well set. Dolphins Raiders. So Dolphins might be still a chance, depending on how things shake out of the final. So they've gone pretty full strength. Um, yeah, don't see any big differences from last week. Although Herbie Farnworth in the reserve, so one to keep an eye out on. And if you've still got him on your benches and stuff, maybe have a way of trying to get him back in. That obviously, if the Dolphins are well and truly out of the finals, it might not be an issue. And for the Raiders, so they are resting quite a few players. So Chevy Stewart gets a start at fullback. Asamoah on the wing, Cook and Sanders in the halves. Owen Paddy gets a start at hooker. Matty Nicholson back from injury on the edge. Um, so yeah, some big changes there. Eels and Knights. So the Eels pretty full strength to finish off the year. Uh, and the Knights. So Fletcher Hunt back to fullback is good signs for me with Dream Team anyway, and potentially fantasy as well. Um, but yeah, nothing too crazy to report there. I would have thought, and that's it. So yeah, I guess a few restings, particularly from the Raiders, but that was tipped beforehand. A few debutants, which will be interesting to have a look at. But aside from that, I guess it's one last tilt at our overall positions in the most case. So we'll wrap the video up there. If you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the Supercoach content or the team list content, more to the point of this video. Give us a subscribe if you want to keep on top of all of the fantasy sports content we've got. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.